Okay, let's evaluate this limit. And I will take this as a given before I get started. The limit is x approaches 0 of sine of x over x is equal to 1. So we must know this in order to find that. Unless, of course, you plug that into the calculator. But we won't do that. The way I shall get started with this is by multiplying the top and the bottom first I'll split these up. Actually, I'll make them look like this. Okay, so far so good, hopefully. And now I will multiply the top and the bottom by just x. And I can do that because x over x is 1. So I have an x here and an x there. And now I'll do something a little bit more interesting, I guess. I'll multiply the top and bottom by 12. Or essentially just 3 times 4. Okay. And now look at this, because essentially I wanna have sine 4x over 4x and have the 4x here already. And then I can essentially take this 3 outside as a third out of the limit here. And why do I want that? Because I know that essentially this will eventually correspond to that. Let's take it step by step here. So I want to take this 3 out, and I also want to take this 4 out afterwards, because then I end up with a 3 times 1 times x. So I end up with a 3x up top over sine 3x, and that's a good thing. Okay, so let's remove the 3 and let's remove the 4. So we end up with a 4 over 3 outside of the limit. And I can do that because that's a limit law. Right? You can essentially, if I'm multiplying things within the limit, I can just actually, that's a constant, remove it from the limit. So I have 4 over 3 sine of 4x over 4x times x, or 3x rather, because that's the only thing that's left up top, 3x over sine 3x. Look at that. What a mess. But now it's gonna work out pretty well. Why is that? I'm just gonna split these up essentially, and I'm gonna say limit as x approaches 0 of sine 4x over 4x. I'll multiply that by the limit as x approaches 0 of 3x over sine 3x. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten the 4 over 3 outside. Okay, and now back to this, right? Limit as x approaches 0 of sine x over x equals 1. This will correspond to it, and that will be equal to 1. And why is that? Because if I made the 4x equal to a different variable, whatever, let's call it theta or y, it will follow that this will correspond exactly to lim of sine, let's say theta over theta, as if x approaches 0 and 4x is theta, theta will approach 0 also, of course. So that's equal to 1. The exact same thing we have here. And it will follow that although we have the reciprocal here, 3x over sine 3x, that's also going to work out to be 1. After all, the reciprocal of 1 is just 1. So we have 1 times 1, right? Because these match up just like we had them over there. So 1 times 1 times 4 over 3, and that's equal to 4 over 3. And that's it.